The waves crashed relentlessly against the shore as I rummaged through my backpack for the third time, my heart sinking deeper with each futile swipe. It was gone. My wallet, stuffed with my ID, credit cards, and the last bit of cash from my summer job. Panic surged through me like the tide pulling back, exposing the vulnerability I tried so hard to bury since moving to this bustling coastal town in California. I had come to Santa Monica Beach to escape the suffocating expectations back home in conservative Texas, where my family's rigid views on everything from politics to personal life left no room for someone like me. But now, standing barefoot on the hot sand, I felt utterly exposed. "Excuse me." A deep voice interrupted my spiraling thoughts. I turned to see a tall man with sun-kissed skin and piercing blue eyes holding out my wallet like a lifeline. "Is this yours?" I found it half-buried near the volleyball nets. "His name was Jordan," he said, extending a firm handshake that lingered just a second too long. He was in his late 20s, with a build that suggested he spent more time surfing than sitting behind a desk, and a smile that disarmed my defenses instantly. We sat on a nearby bench as I thanked him profusely, the conversation flowing effortlessly from the beach's chaotic energy to our shared love of the ocean. Jordan worked as a lifeguard here during the summers, but he hinted at a more complicated life back in the city, something about corporate consulting that he dodged with a laugh. As the sun dipped lower, casting golden hues over the water, he suggested grabbing coffee nearby. I hesitated, my mind flashing to the warnings I'd internalized about trusting strangers. But his genuine concern won out. Little did I know, that simple act of kindness would unravel the carefully constructed walls around my heart. Over the next few days, Jordan and I texted nonstop. He was witty, insightful, and surprisingly open about his own struggles. Growing up in a foster home had taught him resilience, he said. I shared bits of my story too. How I'd fled to California for college, chasing freedom from a family that viewed my sexuality as a phase to pray away. Jordan listened without judgment, his responses laced with empathy that made me feel seen for the first time. Our first real date was at a quaint diner overlooking the pier, where we talked until closing time. He confessed he'd been drawn to me not just because of the wallet, but because of the way I looked lost yet determined on the beach. "It's like you were searching for more than just leather and plastic," he joked. But his eyes held a seriousness that stirred something deep within me. As weeks turned into a whirlwind of stolen moments, walks along the shore at dawn, picnics under the stars, our connection deepened. But shadows loomed. My roommate, a straight-laced guy from the Midwest, raised an eyebrow when I mentioned Jordan. "Just be careful, Alex. Not everyone's as open-minded as they seem." I brushed it off, but doubts crept in. Jordan was evasive about his past relationships, always changing the subject with a charming deflection. One evening, as we watched the sunset, he took my hand, his touch sending sparks through my veins. "This feels right," he murmured. Yet, in the back of my mind, I wondered if it was too good to be true. The first crack appeared during a beach bonfire party. Jordan introduced me to his friends, a mix of surfers and locals who welcomed me warmly. But when one of them teased him about an ex, Jordan's face hardened. "That's ancient history," he snapped, an edge I'd never heard before. Later, alone in his apartment, he apologized, explaining that his last relationship had ended badly due to family interference. "My folks are old school," he said vaguely. I nodded, sharing my own fears about coming out fully to my parents. We kissed then, a tentative exploration of emotions we'd both been holding back, but the moment was tinged with unspoken questions. Society's undercurrents began to surface. At my part-time job in a coffee shop, a customer overheard me on the phone with Jordan and sneered, "Figures, another one of those." The casual homophobia stung, reminding me of the world beyond our bubble. Jordan faced it too, whispers from colleagues about his lifestyle affecting his career prospects. We leaned on each other, our bond strengthening amid the adversity. But one night, after a heated argument about commitment, Jordan revealed a sliver of truth. He'd once been engaged to a woman, pressured by societal norms. "I thought it would make everything easier," he admitted, tears in his eyes. The confession hit like a wave, forcing me to confront my own internalized shame. Was this love, or just two broken souls clinging together? As summer peaked, our relationship hit a rhythm. We explored hidden coves, shared dreams of a future unbound by expectations. Jordan encouraged me to pursue my writing passion, reading my drafts with thoughtful feedback. In return, I helped him navigate the corporate world he loathed, suggesting ways to align it with his love for the ocean. But tension brewed. My family called more frequently, probing about my social life. I dodged, but the lies weighed heavy. Jordan's evasiveness persisted too. Phone calls he took in private, excuses for canceled plans. I pushed down the unease, focusing on the joy he brought. One afternoon, we volunteered at a local LGBTQ center, organizing a pride event. Seeing Jordan interact with kids facing similar struggles melted my heart. "You're amazing," I whispered. He smiled, but his eyes held a distant worry. That night, as we lay entwined, he whispered, "I don't deserve this." I reassured him, but the words lingered, a foreshadowing of storms ahead. The air grew crisper as fall approached, but our passion burned brighter. Jordan surprised me with a weekend getaway to Big Sur, where rugged cliffs met the Pacific in a symphony of raw beauty. We hiked trails hand in hand, the isolation allowing us to be unapologetically ourselves. "This is what freedom feels like," I said, leaning into him. He nodded, but his grip tightened, as if holding on to the moment against an invisible force. Back in Santa Monica, reality intruded. My best friend from college, Mia, visited and met Jordan. She pulled me aside later. "He's great, Alex, but something's off. He seems guarded." I defended him, but her words echoed my own doubts. Jordan's job demands increased. He traveled to San Francisco for meetings, returning exhausted and distant. When I pressed, he snapped, "Not everything's about us." The fight escalated, revealing fractures. "You're hiding something," I accused. He stormed out, leaving me in silence. Reconciliation came the next day with flowers and apologies. "Work stress," he explained. We made up, but the seed of mistrust sprouted. Social conflicts amplified. At a family video call, my sister asked about dating. I mentioned a friend, but my mother's sharp gaze cut through. "We raised you better than to waste time on frivolities." The implication hung heavy, better meaning straight, traditional. I ended the call abruptly, seeking solace in Jordan's arms. He shared his own tale. Foster parents who disowned him after he came out. "Society wants us in boxes," he said bitterly. A turning point came at a community rally against anti-LGBTQ legislation. Jordan spoke passionately on stage, his voice commanding the crowd. I swelled with pride, but afterward, a reporter approached, asking about his personal life. He deflected masterfully, but I noticed the strain. That night, he confessed more. His corporate firm was conservative, and being openly gay could cost him promotions. "I'm playing the game to change it from inside," he rationalized. I questioned the cost to his soul and ours. Our intimacy deepened emotionally, navigating these minefields. We discussed dreams. Me, publishing a novel about queer experiences. Him, starting a nonprofit for at-risk youth. But external pressures mounted. A coworker of mine, overhearing a conversation, spread rumors, leading to awkward stares at work. Jordan faced a demotion threat after a client complained about his personal choices. We rallied, attending therapy together, learning to communicate better. Yet the world seemed intent on tearing us apart. One evening, during a quiet dinner, Jordan's phone buzzed incessantly. He silenced it, but I glimpsed the caller ID, X. My stomach dropped. "Who was that?" I demanded. He hesitated. "Just an old friend." The lie was palpable, igniting a blaze. "If we're building something real, there can't be secrets," I yelled. He broke down, admitting the calls were from his former fiancée, now married but reaching out in crisis. "She knows about us, me. It's complicated." The revelation shattered trust. Was he fully over his past? or using me as a rebound. We took space, a painful week apart. I wandered the beach alone, replaying our meeting, the wallet, the spark. Mia advised caution. Love shouldn't require hiding. Jordan's messages pleaded for understanding. When we reunited, tears flowed. I ended it years ago, but guilt lingers, he explained. We vowed transparency, but the damage lingered, a crack in our foundation. As holidays neared, family obligations loomed. My parents invited me home for Thanksgiving, expecting the prodigal son to conform. Jordan encouraged me to go, but alone, our relationship too raw for scrutiny. One day, he promised. I flew to Texas, the contrast stark. Open California versus closeted Heartland. Dinners filled with pointed questions about settling down with a nice girl. I bit my tongue, missing Jordan's support. A late-night call from him changed everything. I miss you, he said, voice cracking. We talked for hours, reaffirming our bond. But upon return, I found him withdrawn. The firm knows, he revealed. A colleague had outed him after seeing us at the rally. Promotion denied, whispers of transfer. Rage boiled in me. For him, for us. Fight it, I urged. He wavered, fearing backlash. The conflict tested our resilience, pushing us toward a precipice. Winter descended on the coast, mirroring the chill in our dynamic. Jordan's work woes escalated. He buried himself in projects, leaving little time for us. I threw myself into writing, channeling frustrations into a manuscript about hidden loves. But loneliness crept in. Friends noticed. You deserve someone fully present, Mia said. I defended Jordan, but doubt festered. A bombshell dropped during a stormy night. Jordan arrived soaked, eyes red. My ex is pregnant, he blurted. Time froze. From before us, way before. But she's claiming it's mine, demanding involvement. The story unraveled. Their engagement ended amicably, but a one-night relapse months before we met. Paternity uncertain, but the scandal threatened everything. Why didn't you tell me? I whispered, betrayal stinging. He cited fear of losing me. We argued fiercely, words like weapons. This changes nothing, he insisted. But it changed everything, trust eroded. Society's judgment amplified the chaos. News of the pregnancy leaked through mutual friends, fueling gossip. At the LGBTQ center, volunteers whispered about Jordan's straight past. He faced accusations of bisexuality as a cop-out, igniting debates on fluidity versus authenticity. I defended him publicly, but privately questioned. Was our love built on half-truths? Family calls intensified. My brother snooped online, confronting me. This guy's trouble. Come home. The pull between worlds tore at me. We navigated the paternity test wait tensely. Jordan attended appointments alone, respecting my boundaries. I focused on school, but emotions boiled over at a party. A drunk acquaintance mocked. So, your boyfriend's playing both sides? Fists nearly flew. Jordan pulled me away. Ignore them, he said. But the incident sparked a deeper rift. His reluctance to confront versus my fiery advocacy. High drama unfolded when the test results came. Not his. Relief washed over us, but scars remained. I should have been honest from the start, Jordan admitted. We recommitted, attending couples counseling. Yet, external forces persisted. My parents discovered our relationship via social media, disowning me in a blistering email. Choose us or that lifestyle. Heartbroken, I leaned on Jordan, who offered unwavering support. But his own family ghosts haunted him. Foster siblings who cut ties after his coming out. A controversial twist emerged. Jordan's firm offered a hush-money settlement to keep his orientation quiet. Take it, some advised, for security. Others decried it as selling out. He agonized, confiding in me. What if it protects us? I argued against, valuing integrity. The decision strained us, highlighting differing values, pragmatism versus idealism. Amid turmoil, tender moments shone. A quiet anniversary on the beach, recreating our first meeting. Wallet or not, I'd find you, Jordan teased. Laughter healed, but reality intruded. Protests against new anti-gay bills drew us closer, fighting side by side. Yet, a friend's betrayal, leaking private texts, sparked online backlash. Accusations flew, Jordan as opportunistic, me as naive. As spring hinted, resolution beckoned. Jordan rejected the settlement, coming out at work. Backlash followed, demotion, harassment. But allies rallied, offering new opportunities. My family softened slightly, a tentative call from my sister. We emerged stronger but tested. With renewal came deeper challenges. Jordan's career shift to nonprofit work invigorated him, but financial strain hit. I picked up extra shifts, supporting us. We're in this together, I affirmed, but resentment simmered, his past mistakes lingering like fog. A major conflict arose at a pride parade. Jordan marched proudly, but encountered his ex, now happily parenting with her husband. The encounter was civil, but photos circulated, reigniting rumors. Social media exploded. Debates on exes in queer spaces, forgiveness versus boundaries. I felt exposed, questioning our stability. Why does the past keep haunting? I vented. Jordan countered. Because life's messy. The argument escalated to ultimatums. Full disclosure or goodbye. Separation loomed. I crashed at Mia's, reflecting on choices. Had I rushed into love, ignoring red flags? Jordan's pleas via text. I chose you over everything. Reconciliation tentative, we rebuilt slowly, setting rules, no secrets. Societal clashes peaked during a local election. Anti-LGBTQ candidates gained traction, rallies turning violent. Jordan was injured protecting a teen from protesters. Hospitalized, he whispered, "Worth it for change." Guilt consumed me. Had our visibility fueled hate? Debates raged. Activism's risks versus silence's complicity. Recovery brought introspection. Jordan shared final truths. A youthful arrest for protesting, expunged but scarring. I hid it fearing judgment. Understanding dawned. We all carry baggage. But my family's full rejection hit hard. A letter disavowing me. Devastated, I spiraled, pushing Jordan away. Maybe they're right, I muttered. He fought for us, reminding me of our strength. Climax built at a beach confrontation. Waves roaring, I accused him of dragging me into chaos. Your secrets started this, he countered. Your fear keeps us stuck. Tears mingled with rain. We parted angry. Days blurred in isolation. Friends intervened, highlighting our growth. Mia, love's about choices. Choose each other. Jordan appeared at my door, vulnerable. I regret the lies, but not us. We embraced, vowing evolution. Healing progressed amid ongoing battles. Jordan's nonprofit thrived, aiding queer youth. My writing gained traction, a publisher interested. But a final twist. An anonymous threat, linking to his past. Paranoia set in. Who? Ex-colleague? We investigated, uncovering a disgruntled foster sibling seeking revenge. Confrontation was raw. Jordan faced his brother, airing grievances. You abandoned me, he accused. Resolution bittersweet. Forgiveness tentative. The ordeal solidified us, but sparked controversy. Family blood versus chosen bonds. As summer returned, full circle on the beach, our love endured, scarred but resilient. We walked hand in hand, wallets secure, hearts open. Jordan proposed informally, a ring from a seashell symbolic promising forever. Through storms, he said. I accepted, envisioning a life defying odds. But peace was fragile. Ongoing debates in our circle. Was Jordan's hidden past justifiable for self-preservation, or a betrayal eroding trust? Society weighed in via forums, stories like ours fueling discussions on queer authenticity. We married quietly, surrounded by true friends. My family absent, but a surprise card from my sister hinted reconciliation. Jordan's nonprofit expanded, our story inspiring others. Challenges persisted. Job discriminations, societal shifts, but we faced them united. Reflecting on that lost wallet, it was fate's nudge toward truth. Emotions raw, choices defining, our journey a testament to love's complexity. Was it right for Jordan to conceal his past to protect their budding relationship? Or does true love demand absolute honesty from the start?